Now we are on part 4, the Saturn view CVT transmission. We take the flange off that we had started on at the end of the last video in part 3. Make sure you know what direction that goes, as you can see there. It's a complete flat end, and one end has like a rib around it. The ridge go down. You have to get the correct socket to fit the primary variator. Now you take that off. And once again, I'll do some indexing, which means I just take the grinder and put a mark on there so I know which way the nut goes. It looked to me like it could go either way. However, just to be safe, put it the way the mark is showing you. Okay, also on this is the back cover where the two variators go in. There's a seal there, O-ring. You can move that O-ring, take it off to make sure that it doesn't fall out, but make sure you put it back. You have shift concerns, you need that O-ring there. Now you have to press those out. You tap, well, not with that hammer. As you saw, I put that hammer to the side. That's a steel hammer. You'd either use a rubber mallet or a brass hammer, because you don't want to damage where the threads were, or mushroom the threads. So as you saw, I was about to tap it with that steel hammer, and I decided not to do that. Now, there is one thing you need to see here. This back case, I'm doing something right now that I should have waited to do, and you will see shortly. But remember this case here. The variators were inside the back half of this case. Okay, put that to the side. Now, around these variators is a steel belt, and this is where I did something not right, and you will see that I'm pausing a bit because I know there is a step I forgot, and that is that belt. If I take that belt off of those pulleys, all the links will fall out, and I'm doing it very slowly because I know I forgot to do something, and I don't want you to forget. But I'm fortunate because I won't take it completely out before I remember. Alright, I'm going to get them. What you have to do, you have to take zip ties and secure the links in the belt like I am doing. Now, this you should do before you take the primary and the secondary variator out of that back case. That's why I want you to pay attention to that. And I put about 4 of them on there, evenly spaced, and tie them tight or zip them tight. There are a lot of little links inside of this belt, and the minute that I would have taken it off of those variators and the tension is gone, they all would have fallen out, and you would just had to get another belt. You could get a used one for approximately $100, or a new one is about $600, $500 or $600 for a new belt. So you don't want those links coming out, or you will have a time trying to put every single one back in. Oh, believe me, you will. So zip tie them tight. Okay, now this is what it looks like when it's zip tied. Okay, now the links won't fall out. Now this belt is directional, as you can see here, so you have to put it back on the pulleys in the right direction. And I will show you later on how to know if you have the belt in the right direction, because sometimes the belts don't have an arrow on there. I've come across some that don't have a direction arrow. So there's a way of knowing which direction to put it on. I'll show you that. Now, that is the secondary variator right here. And this variator is sealed. Okay. If this variator is bad, you have to right now just get another one. I'm sure everything goes bad, but we take a chance that they're good. Where in this case, with this transmission, it had no reverse, so it has to be working. But it's sealed, crimped, so you have to get another one. As of right now, I have cut it open, and there is nothing but a piston and a seal in there. Now the primary variator, and this variator here has a lot of little balls in it. It has 6 little round balls in there that fits on the primary variator shaft, so that one of those pulley systems can slide up and down. They actually roll on the ball. When they variate, it moves up and down. Well, I have a fix for this. Sometimes these balls, they break, and when they break, they jam, and that pulley I just slid off will get stuck. It twists, it messes up the shaft. But there is a way to make it durable, which I will show you that later. So here are the balls, what they look like. If you're going to reuse them, then don't lose them. But I never reuse them because I have a different thing that I do that is more durable. But the balls ride on this, in those grooves in that channel right there, and I'll show you how that goes. They ride right there. And on this shaft there's 2 per channel, and that little ring that the one is on, it stops it from going any further. Okay, so that's how those ride. Now, there is a question about not having a shift, and I'm going to show you this pulley here. We take out this piston there and watch how it goes. This next pulley here, you have to take some screwdrivers and pry it out. Be careful not to break or bend the edges of it, because there's a seal that goes around this metal piston here. Now what I'm doing, I'm checking this seal, because this seal normally gets chewed up very badly, and a lot of times it's broken. And when it breaks, the vehicle will not shift or variate, excuse me, It will not variate. The pulley system will not move up or down, and it loses pressure, and you will have pressure codes. And a lot of times people mistake this for um, a ratio control motor error. But a lot of times in this part of the drum on the primary variator, this seal is damaged. Now I'm going to show you there's a lot of grit, friction, some type of friction material that gets inside here. And what it does, it destroys the drum. And hopefully you'll be able to see this, because I'm going to try to let you see it as best as I can. Some are very bad. This one wasn't bad. It was just now starting. Okay, I cleaned it off a bit, and right where my thumb is, you will see there's a roughness there. I'll try to get a closer view for you to see. Okay, see that roughness right at the rim there? It's right there. It's starting to get rough there. That roughness go all the way to the bottom, and what end up happening, it will cut the seal, because this part of the drum moves up and slides up and down on those balls. Okay, so you have to pay attention to that part, and also on each one of the sides where the belt rides in between the sheaves, you have to pay attention again to the markings here. See if it cut any gouges inside, like here. If those gouges are too deep, you have to replace that part. There's nothing else you can do, unless if it's not too deep, you can try to put it on a lathe and sand it down a bit. We have done that, and if it wasn't too deep, got it smooth again. Okay, now we're moving on to part 5.